Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wednesday, June 25th meeting of the Barnstable Licensing Authority. My name is David Nunheimer. I'm the chair of this authority. To my right is Mr. John Flores, the vice chair. To his right, Mr. Larry Decker, the clerk, Nancy Carlson-Lidman, Jessica Silver, and John Murphy. To my left is Erin Logan, the licensing director, and Officer Christopher Kelsey of the Barnstable Police Department. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast on the Barnstable Government Access Channel in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20. If anyone else is recording this meeting by other means, you'd have to make yourself known at this time. Seeing none, moving on, I have an obligation to have a public comment on any matter whatsoever at the outset of the meeting. Anybody wish to speak to anything whatsoever? Seeing none. The first matter that we'll take is an application filed by Ryan Family Amusements, DBA 10-Pin Eatery, 793 Iano Road, Hyannis, for a change of corporate name from Ryan Family Amusements, Inc. to Ryan Family Amusements, LLC, as well as a change of corporate structure from a corporation to an LLC.
Is that on our agenda?
Mr. Number 3.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Follow the bouncing ball. Mr. Tardif.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman,
morning.
members of the board. I'm Paul Tardif, an attorney in Yarmouthport. I represent Ryan Family Amusements, Inc., which is now known as Ryan Family Amusements, LLC. They hold the annual all-alcohol liquor license at 769 Iano Road, but we all know it at the mall, for 10-Pin Eatery. As you indicated, we're seeking approval of this board to change the corporate name, the structure, and also the officers and directors. We did file a revised application. The ABCC, we consulted with them before we started this process. There are 6 locations throughout Massachusetts that have to be amended, so they came back to us a little late with the application saying this is just a form, but it really means the same thing. We're going from a president, treasurer, secretary, vice president to a manager and members of an LLC. No change in the composition of those different boards, and so we're just coming back for that change. I don't know if there's anything you have for questions.
Does anybody have any questions?
Was the former corporation liquidated, or what's the status of that?
It's converted, so the Secretary of the Commonwealth allows for the conversion of an entity to a different type of entity, and that's all we did.
And it's the same officers in each one?
Same thing. Yeah, if there's any change in that, we'll be back.
Anyone else have any questions? Anyone from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for change of corporate name and change of corporate structure for Ryan Family Amusements, LLC, DBA 10-Pin Eatery, 793 Iano Road, Hyannis, as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
And just confirm that it's also for the change of the officers, directors, so that Boston's happy.
Right. That motion was to change officers and directors as well as the corporate structure from officers and directors to manager and members.
But it's the same people.
Same people.
Same people. Yep. Thank you very much.
Different
Appreciate
labels.
it.
Thank you. The next is an application filed by Cape Cod Enterprises, Inc., DBA Dunkin' Donuts, 442 Main Street, Hyannis, for an annual common victual license with 16 seats inside, 28 seats outside, daily non-live entertainment license for recorded music below conversation level, and the proposed hours of operation are 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. Counsel.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Licensing Authority. My name is Patrick Nickerson, an attorney in Centerville. Again, as you stated, we're seeking a common a common CV license, I'll just call it.
Victual.
Thank you. For Dunkin' at 442 Main Street, Hyannis. You may remember this being the location of a former bank with drive-through, and it's a really great reuse of the property, which will include a drive-through restaurant as well as eat-in restaurant. The restaurant is actually presently open. There's just no seating. And right now, there's no signage. So we have a hidden Dunkin' Donuts right now at 442 Main Street, Hyannis. The signage is coming very soon. With me is Ken Amiot, who's able to answer any of your questions. Salvi Kudo, unfortunately, is not able to attend this meeting. He's the named manager under the CV license. However, he has tremendous experience in the field, manages several Dunkin' Donuts from ground up, construction level, and we think there will be additional opportunities for business, even after hours, up maybe till 12 a.m. for people seeking a non-caffeinated beverage from Dunkin', maybe a summer refresher, walking down Main Street, et cetera. So happy to answer any questions you have.
I was there this morning.
Oh, excellent.
Good to hear. Thank
16
you.
seats inside and 28 seats outside.
Drove right by the drive-in order machine. Just went boop. It's so sleek, I couldn't see it.
We're
Well,
hoping to get it up and running as soon as.
no, it worked. She worked it.
Yeah,
It
the
was
speaker's good. Yeah, good.
Anybody have any questions for these gentlemen? Interesting location, seeing none. Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the new annual common victor and non-live entertainment license for Cape Cod Enterprises, Inc., DBA Duncan, 442 Main Street, Hyannis, as submitted.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, everyone.
The next application has been filed by Grand Cafe Restaurant, 350 Stevens Street, Hyannis, for a one-day live entertainment license on July 5th from 8 p.m. to 12:45 a.m. The applicant proposes hosting a live amplified DJ. Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jackson. I'm here on behalf of Grand Cafe Restaurant, requesting a one-day special license for entertainment. We plan to host a live event with a DJ for 5th of July, just for 4th of July weekend. It's something new for us. I was here last month for Mother's Day, and it worked out pretty good for us. You know, we attracted a lot of clients, and we would like to see if we could also do it for Saturday, July 5th.
The DJ going to be inside?
Yes, it will be inside. We don't have any outside seating or anything like that, so everything will be inside. I did provide an outline how everything will be located in the
Right.
dining room. Yes.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, anyone from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, Mr. Deck, oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Logan.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify for the record, and I know we've been in touch, that the Hyannis Fire Department is requiring a crowd manager certificate. I did see that you uploaded that. I'm just waiting for their final stamp of approval.
Okay.
And then you've met those requirements, and I just want to make sure that you understand you're not to exceed 77 bodies.
Yeah.
So that's staff, entertainers, and patrons.
Yeah.
Great.
Sorry, do you want me to send that to them, or they can see it uploaded online?
They can see it uploaded on the
Okay,
portal.
yeah,
Yep. So
all
I'm just
right.
waiting for Captain Landman to take a peek at that
All
and
right,
sign
thank
off.
you.
Thank you. Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the special one-day entertainment license for Grand Cafe Restaurant, 350 Stevens Street, Hyannis, on the condition that a crowd manager is present and that a maximum capacity shall not exceed 77 persons, and also with the approval of the Hyannis Fire Department.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Have a great
Good luck.
Thank you.
An application has been filed by 235 Ocean Partners LLC, DBA The Break, 235 Ocean Street, Hyannis, for a change of manager from Daniel Katz Abudi to Carrie Anderson. Applicant also proposes an expansion to the outdoor patio area. Good morning.
Morning.
And we are?
I'm Carrie Anderson, the new general manager.
So Kerry, tell us about your experience in the restaurant bar field.
I've worked in the restaurant industry on Cape Cod for over 30 years. I've managed quite a few restaurants on Cape Cod. The last place that I helped open and manage was Crisp Flatbread, and I've worked 5 A's Bistro since 2012, as amongst other places, and managed other places, but the list goes on.
And we're going to expand the patio as well?
Yes. So that is almost finished in terms of the staircase. We submitted a building permit about 2 months ago for a temporary staircase, which is in place. And then the patio has been expanded, that part's done, and now we're building the new staircase to go up to the second level. I don't know if you have the plans in front of you, but work on all of that should be completed potentially by this Friday. It's very close to being completed. And then once that is done, and if we get approval to serve alcohol over there, we still are under the 200 seats. That is our current maximum for our liquor license. And I gave an updated seating plan to Aaron. And, happy to answer any questions.
Anyone have any questions?
This is the old Hyannis Anglers Club building,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I drove by, there's a stairway to the left. You've closed the stairway on the right, going upstairs, if I remember correctly.
The one
Correct.
to the left is a temporary
temporary.
staircase, so we can continue to serve patrons while the construction is being completed on the former stairway.
Oh, so the former stairway will go,
It's
Yep.
being built. It's almost done.
It's
okay.
almost done.
Okay.
And then the temporary one will come down.
okay.
So basically, the patio has now expanded from the hotel's previous patio about, say, 20 feet over, and the staircase that we're building is going to be on top of that patio. So it's a shorter staircase now.
So that narrow opening between the two buildings, will that also be patio, or that stay as is?
That's pretty much gone right now because the patio has taken that over
That's okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, it's taking it over and then,
from the front. from the
Yep.
front.
Gotcha.
and then it's going to have just a spot for the food runners to be able to go through.
So there won't be any separation, basically?
No separation.
Okay. Just trying to visualize it.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. There's
Yeah.
going to be a lot more places for people to be able to see the ocean, really, and enjoy an outdoor space.
I don't know if you see the ocean, but you see Highline.
Right,
Yeah, we'll
well,
see that.
yeah, a little more,
Just
a
water.
little bit of water.
Anyone else have any questions?
Aaron?
So this matter came before us in April, and there was some concern by staff and the board regarding kind of the use of the property for the Hyannis Harbor Hotel. So the applicant and their attorneys have amended the lease so that they allow the break on portions of the Hyannis Harbor Hotel. The reason that's important is because we can't have two alcohol licenses on the same premises, and we do have Eat Your Heart Out Catering that's operating the Blue Water Grill. This proposal, and please correct me if I'm wrong, will essentially gives them the rights, gives the break the rights to the patio space in front of Hyannis Harbor Hotel. So one of the things we would be looking for is signage and making sure that Hyannis Harbor Hotel guests do not take their beverages into the hotel. We just want to make sure that everything's contained to the breaks leased premise, if you will.
Yes, and on that point specifically, we already have 5 signs. They're about, I think, 16 inches by 4 inches on every exit from that patio.
Right. And certainly, this is up, the board has discretion to approve or deny, but the plan has been reviewed by the ABCC just to make sure that we're not doing anything outrageous here. And I'll take questions, or Adrian can.
Does anybody have any questions?
Just a final question for me. That whole block is owned by the Newport Group, correct?
Yes,
The hotel,
yeah.
what
Not-
was once the Anglers Club and
A
the park?
bunch of it, yeah, I think to the Black Cat, basically.
All the way down. Okay. Thank you.
Does anyone from the vast public wish to speak to this application? Officer Kelsey would like to speak.
Do you intend on having a dedicated staff person on that patio, or is it just going to be servers coming and going?
I want to have a dedicated staff member on that patio, absolutely, to make sure that they're overseeing and keeping an eye on things.
All right, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, we have 2 motions with this application. The first motion, I approve of the change of manager application for 235 Ocean Partners LLC, DBA The Break, 235 Ocean Street, Hyannis, as submitted.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the second motion is to approve the expansion of the outdoor patio submitted by 235 Ocean Partners LLC, DBA The Break, 235 Ocean Street, Hyannis, with a condition that alcohol is strictly prohibited from entering the Hyannis Harbor Hotel, but for the areas outlined on the plan as stated in the lease agreement, and that signage will be posted on the premise advertising patients of the restriction.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thanks for all your help.
I have it, it's good.
Everyone has seen the consent agenda. Unless there's any discussion, I would move to approve the consent agenda as printed.
Hang on here a second.
All you have to do is second me.
Mr. Chairman, I move to accept the consent agenda as printed.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on, we have, well, let's do updates first. Licensing Authority and Division updates.
So I'm just going to briefly touch, because there was a legal ad for Tiki Port. So for the public's notice, that show cause hearing has not been stopped. We're going to continue it to a later date. So it will be noticed on a 48-hour notice to the public, and we'll have a discussion about that later. I am working on a side note with Director Anthony on getting our minutes caught up. So we have 2 members of staff who are going to help get those taken care of, because I just don't have enough hands to get it done. So you will start seeing those kind of starting to flood in as they attack those. And I think
You don't have AI yet?
I've thought about trying it.
She is the embodiment
But
of AI.
You still have to go through and check it for consistency and making sure that it's accurate. But we might get there someday.
Officer Kelsey, and what does the police department have to say to us at this point of the summer?
Just to follow up on the Tiki Port conversation. As we're aware, last meeting, I did bring up that we would like to have a show cause hearing on Tiki Port. Attorney Lawler has asked for a continuance. I've had conversation with him, and basically he had court today and also was looking for time to prep for this. The police department is ready to go today if we were going to have a hearing. We do have witness statements in hand. We do have people that are willing to come in and testify if needed, and the officers and detectives who worked on this case are available if we were going to have a hearing today. So I wanted to make sure that this authority was aware of that, and that we will be prepared for the next date, which I believe the date that we've been kicking around is July 9th. My thought process with that is it gives a couple of weeks for Attorney Lawler to be prepared. And if for some reason that matter is not settled on the 9th, it can still be continued to the 23rd at the regular meeting, and hopefully have this wrapped up in the month of July. So that's what my hope is. And again, I just wanted to reiterate that the town, the police department are prepared today to go forward.
Thank you. So I think it's important to be clear that the Tiki Port has requested a continuance. The town is ready to proceed as of today. It is probably the commission's intention, although the authority's intention, I mean, that although I won't be here, that this would be a special meeting, a special hearing, rather than at a regularly scheduled public hearing, and that matter will be noticed in due course, assuming that occurs. That's that. Good? All right. Now we get to the fun part.
Could I have a question on that issue?
No.
From a discretionary perspective, who actually authorizes the postponement? Is that our responsibility as the licensing board, or is that the town's?
That's a great question, and I actually consulted with legal on that because it's been my past practice to bring it to the board to approve. And legal's opinion was because it hadn't been on a 48-hour notice yet for you to make a motion to continue it, that we can just simply continue it to a date that worked for the applicant. Again, had that been on a 48-hour notice where the public was noticed that this was coming, it would have been your judgment to go ahead and continue the matter.
From a discretionary perspective regarding date, do they pick the date, or do we pick the
No,
date?
we would pick the date. I support Officer Kelsey in this. We both would like to see this matter finished by the end of July. I mean, in theory, this month would have been preferred. And I think, given the number of witnesses and officers that we have lined up, I'm imagining it's going to be a lengthy proceeding, and to hold up a room full of other applicants at a regularly scheduled meeting,
Yeah, I would only ask as a courtesy that
Sure.
in the future,
Sure.
Any special meeting on a particular date not arbitrarily be set.
I would
by-
never-
By the office, that you check with those of us on the authority.
And that was my plan. My plan was to wait till this election goes through. As we know, this is the last meeting for Chair Nunheimer. And I felt that it would be more appropriate for the new chair to make that decision on the rescheduled date, if you will.
Okay.
Since Chair Nunheimer will not be here in July.
I just thought you had mentioned the 9th. That's all.
And for clarification purposes, that was a date that I spoke with Attorney Lawler, just to throw out a date. There has been nothing scheduled with him,
Good.
and he was very aware that this authority has to set that date at the convenience of the authority.
Thank you, Chris. That was my issue. I want to make sure we don't lose that discretionary authority, because everybody sitting up here has busy schedules, too. I want to accommodate.
What is the current status? Are they open, closed? What's
At this time, Tiki Port is still open, and they are still running their restaurant with the approved license that they have from the town of Barnstable and from the ABCC. There has been no hearing, so there has been no discipline to change anything. Now, that being said, I'm not going to be as bold to say that there's going to be discipline. That's up to this authority. But right now, they're operating as normal. They have been put on notice. They know that there's an investigation, and they know that they're going to have to come in and speak to the allegations that are being presented to them. But besides that, nothing else has changed.
Thank you.
Anything else anybody wishes to speak about at this time?
I'm good.
Seeing none, I would take conversation and nominations for the position of chairperson.
Mr. Chairman, I move to nominate John Flores as the chairman of the licensing board for the upcoming year.
I second.
Are there any other nominations at this time? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, I think. Are there any nominations for vice chair?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I would nominate Larry Decker to the position of vice chair.
Are there any other nominations to consider? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, here's the quandary. We have no other appointed members.
Correct. So the existing officers would need to appoint Nancy, Jessica, or John
As clerk.
as a
But we don't have the authority to appoint a regular member. That's the town council's.
at the elections you do.
Okay.
Because you have to move somebody from that regular position.
Okay.
From an associate position.
Do we have any nominations for the clerk? of the licensing authority?
Nancy. I nominate Nancy.
Second.
Jessica nominates Nancy. Are there any other nominations for clerk? Seeing, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations. And with that, we would stand adjourned until the next meeting of July
23rd.
23rd,
Unless a special meeting is called.
subject to a special meeting being called with respect to the Tiki Port matter.
I don't think it would be inappropriate to have a discussion on that meeting time, if you
No,
were
that would be
open to that.
fine. Is July 9th a date that he signaled any acceptance of? Not that I really.
He said that he believed that that would work, but again, we didn't get that deep into it.
And let's keep in mind, July 9th was just an arbitrary number or date in a way that we had chosen. So if it doesn't have to be a Wednesday, if there is a day or time for that matter that works better for all involved, meaning the licensing authority.
So
Well, the
I'm
question is,
available in the morning.
Does July 9th work for everyone?
Yeah.
everybody works. So, Officer Kelsey, let me ask you this scheduling question. Not ballpark idea of how long the presentation will take.
My presentation will be fairly quick. It's very to the point with the things that I have to present to this authority. The length of the meeting will be determined on how much Attorney Lawler wants to speak to certain issues.
Okay.
But I would say my part of it would be done probably in 5 minutes unless we had to call all of those witnesses to come up and testify. And prior to that meeting, you will have a summary of my report with a list of the witnesses and witness statements. So you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about.
Does a scheduled time of 10 o'clock still work for everybody?
Yes.
It's okay with me.
All right. So I would suggest we set July 9th at 10 o'clock as the hearing date. Notice can go out. And Mr. Flores will get to run that
I look forward to it.
appropriate meeting. Anything else?
I have a question, please, Mr. Chairman, or
Yes, sir.
two chairmans? I don't know. We just elected one, and one sitting, I'm looking at him, so I guess, to Mr. Two Chairmans, can I have a question, please? Officer Kelsey, are you going to have some type of advance notice on what Attorney Lawler intends to do, or you intend on bringing all your witnesses in, have them ready to go? My only concern is you really can't know what Attorney Lawler's his position's going to be. And
I will say that I've had conversation with Attorney Lawler. I've explained to him what the allegations that we have are. I've briefly gone into some of the information that we have, and I'm hoping to have further conversations with him prior to July 9th, and maybe we can have a mutual understanding of where this is heading before we come before this authority, which would obviously save everybody a lot of time.
I agree.
Good point.
Okay.
I agree as well. I don't want 15 police officers sitting out here for nothing after a 4th of July weekend when they're working multiple shifts and doubles and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure our administration would like that too.
I'm sure they would.
I assume that that he would be forthright in any of the witnesses he wanted to cross-examine personally so that we would avoid such a scheduling debacle. All right. Is that it? Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody for being a member, and I want to thank Erin and Officer Kelsey for everything they've done to help me stub my toe along the way. And I will say that I think this authority, in the years that I've been on it, has evolved in a very positive way, and Erin has really increased her workload, but streamlined the process for the citizens of the town that need services from the licensing authority, and I think it works out really, really positively these days. So congratulations, and thank you.
And just one final comment, as the new chair, I would want to say thank you to the outgoing chair, who's been on the authority longer than, at least I have, and probably everybody up here at the dais. And job well done. Big shoes to fill, and I've learned some things, and hopefully we can continue the professionalism, if you will, that's been demonstrated over the past few years. So I look forward to it.
I will have popcorn and watch the video.
You will be dearly missed.
Thank you.